LEGO is one of the few toy companies that still remains profitable due to the rise of technological child entertainment. However, despite its financial growth, the fans' feedback has arguably been worse than ever, particularly the feedback with LEGO Star Wars and superhero sets, as many fans feel like LEGO is relying on brand loyalty and popular IPs to guarantee sales rather than deliver quality products. After the backlash of 2025, however, there was new light in Marvel's 2026 January wave. None of the sets were outrageously priced as the previous year, with each set having at least one new or updated quality figure, and one of the best display sets I've ever seen. However, the most notable aspect of this wave was the new sub-theme introduced, the Epic Moments Collection, a theme that is designed in a way fans refer to as display. Play scale sets that allow you to easily display them while allowing for equal play value. In truth, this sub-theme has unofficially existed for a few years, first seen in 2023 with the Spider-Man Final Battle and Endgame Final Battle. These sets allowed figures to be displayed in an appealing and dynamic way with display borders for collectors. This idea of display has been used in many other themes too, such as Ninjago and Avatar, but Marvel has been using it more and more recently. Even taking a look at 2025, where the theme did not officially exist yet, there are many sets with displayability in them. I, personally, am a big fan of this approach, as it is a good method of appeasing older and younger LEGO fans. It allows the same product to appeal to a large range of consumers. However, I can't help but feel concerned for the new Epic Moments collection due to their poor execution. My main two concerns with the sub-theme are as follows. The first, the builds themselves. The displays are extremely bare bones, consisting of little more than scattered debris and a few support pieces for minifigures. This does not make for a particularly impressive display, nor does it offer a strong play value, as the builds aren't designed to appeal without the figures, and as a result they feel cheap, not interesting enough to play with, and not detailed enough to display. The second issue is the name doesn't align with the product, at least not to the extent that it should. The name Epic Moments suggests these sets will depict an iconic epic moment from their respective film. However, neither of these moments are particularly iconic because they never happened. Sure, what you get is fine, but the sets do not live up to the name, as the moment is simply not from the film, and it just has characters from the film squished into a generic space, rather than a recreation of a moment. Looking at the new Spider-Man set, it's only recognizable as a Spider-Man 3 set because of the minifigures, particularly the Venom and Tobey Maguire style figures. If those were replaced with comic style variants, you wouldn't be able to tell it was meant to reference Spider-Man 3 at all due to the bare bones build. In short, the set fails to create a connection with the movie without the figures. The combination of these issues leaves me on the fence about buying these sets. For the Spider-Man 3 set, the main appeal is the figures rather than the display itself. The reception of the Hulkbuster set is mixed, as its design is slacking. Just look at those skinny legs. It looks even worse when you compare the Hulkbuster to the film counterpart, as it is varying in proportion, accuracy, and detail. Personally, I believe a set is worth buying if you like the set without the figures included, as that is the main appeal for me, apart from battle packs and microfighters, as I believe the build is the thing worth displaying rather than having the lone minifigures in your collection, or how well the build interacts with the figures. Thus, it worries me that a main deciding factor in acquiring these sets are the figures rather than the build, as it demonstrates how much the set lacks itself. It's not as if these films lack iconic moments to choose from either. LEGO has made display sets of iconic moments before these sets. Let's compare two sets that were released in 2025. 7631 Captain America Civil War Battle, 76321 Spider-Man vs. Doc Ock Subway Train Scene. I would say that both of these sets are overpriced. However, one is significantly better than the other, that being 76321 Spider-Man vs. Doc Ock Subway Train Scene. The Civil War Airport Battle does have some poor minifigures and a bare build, but in reality the same can be said for the train. A lot of the parts of the minifigures are reused pieces, and the train is small, cramped, and doesn't even come with any train tracks. However, I still like the train set a lot more, despite its flaws, due to one simple reason. The scene it is depicting, that being the iconic Spider-Man 2 train hold. If the set were merely Spider-Man fighting Doc Ock on a train without representing that moment, I wouldn't value it nearly as highly. Similarly, if the Civil War set actually depicted the iconic team clash, I would have appreciated it a lot more. Another example of where LEGO succeeded in this is the Avengers Assemble Age of Ultron. It is, of course, overpriced, however still worth getting as it depicts an iconic frame from the film and the terrain can be easily used for play along with the car. To reiterate, the significance of capturing iconic, epic moments of the particular film is because it adds to the displayability value. You are getting something that really appears like it's been ripped straight from the film into bricks, rather than just minifigures slapped on a background with some debris. In conclusion, display sets are exactly what LEGO Marvel needs, as it appeals to all ages. However, for the sub-theme to successfully continue, it needs to live up to the name Epic Moments by depicting particular epic moments from their respective films in order to truly appeal to all audiences that are buying the set because it is from a particular film, rather than slapping figures on some flying poles they made quickly and calling it a day. Otherwise, the sets will become repetitive and stale, losing the display value as well as their play appeal, as kids want new and engaging sets rather than the same old thing.